Stunning second memo just released. Confirms somebody's going to prison. Hope you like wearing orange by Frank Lee for freedomdaily.com. Sean Hannity released a scathing article that was just posted on Fox News. His post discussed information that was released in the second memo. The most striking information is that the memo seems to confirm that someone will eventually find themselves in prison. The specifics of who is unknown, but there is plenty of options in the Democratic Party. Among others, who would look dazzling in an orange jumpsuit. Hannity's article discusses the House memo, which exposed incidents of deep state corruption. He then dives straight into the second memo that was released by the Senate, which depicts the phony dossier and how bad the situation is. Americans have been patiently waiting for more information to come to light regarding potential incidents of corruption within multiple levels of government. The information that exists should not be redacted. Information redacted lacks transparency that most Americans desire. Transparency in government is sought after from Americans, but we must understand that there will be certain things that might be redacted to protect national security. However, that might also be the costume that Democrats wear in hopes to hide pertinent information that would incriminate them. They might say they're redacting items for protection of national security, but it would be to protect themselves from going to prison. Sean Hannity sliced at the neck of the Democrats and went right for the throat in his latest opinions column that discusses numerous points regarding the FISA fusion and Senator Chuck Grassley and Lindsey Graham. They released the documents, but there were too many redactions, and then 5 times into the FISA warrant, former U.S. Attorney Joe DiGenova. Now we know that additional Clinton allies were involved in the transmission of false information, unverified information to the FBI through State Department officials. Somebody's going to have to go to prison. At the Ingram angle, let's just take unredacted portions of Grassley-Graham memo released with new dossier coordination allegations. Let's see.
Breaking news tonight, another bombshell memo, this one released by the offices of Senator Chuck Grassley and Senator Lindsey Graham. In short, this newly unredacted document points to shocking coordination between that shady Oppo research firm, Fusion GPS, British intel operative Christopher Steele, and this is great, the Obama State Department and Clinton allies. Joining us now to analyze this breaking development, former U.S. Attorney Joe DiGenova and Kimberly Strassel, a member of the Wall Street Journal editorial board. Joe, you've been saying for some time there could be criminal implication here for some of these major players at the FBI. What do we know now after this new memo has been unredacted?
The Grassley-Graham memo and letter establishes beyond any doubt that the FBI knowingly deceived the FISA court about the information that it was presenting to them, lied to them about the fact that it was verified information, which it was not, which the law requires, and now we know that additional Clinton allies, including Sidney Blumenthal, were involved in the transmission of false information, unverified information, to the FBI through State Department officials. Somebody's going to have to go to prison.
There you have it there. We can't wait. Hannity reported more on the memos. Grassley and Graham tell us that while working on a second dossier for Clinton opposition research firm Fusion GPS, Steele was being fed information directly from the Obama State Department and from Clinton allies, as well as his usual sketchy Russian sources. That's right. Teams Clinton and Obama were working with foreign spy to undermine then candidate Donald Trump. You know, it takes us this long. We already knew this stuff. Mr. Steele's memorandum states that his company received this report from redacted U.S. State Department, and that the report was the second in the series, and that the report was information that came from a foreign subsource who is in touch with a contact of redacted, a friend of the Clintons, who passed it to redacted. I mean, really? This is what we want, the names. The Grassley-Graham memo goes on to say it's troubling enough that the Clinton campaign funded Mr. Steele's work, but worse, that these Clinton associates were contemporaneously feeding Mr. Steele's allegations. It raises huge additional concerns about his credibility. So in addition to Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee paying $12 million for a phony, fake news, Russia propaganda dossier to influence the election, we now learn that her associates and the Obama State Department teamed up with Russian sources to funnel allegations to Steele for a second dossier. The senators are also accusing Christopher Steele of lying either to the FBI or to the British courts. There is substantial evidence suggesting that Mr. Steele materially misled the FBI about a key aspect of his dossier efforts, one which bears on his credibility, they wrote. This Grassley-Graham memo also details how Steele was using his first phony dossier to brief several mainstream media outlets, the folks who bring you fake news. In the summer and the fall of 2016, British court records show Steele acknowledged he peddled his memo to the New York Times, Washington Post, Yahoo News, the New Yorker, and of course, CNN. However, since he was working for the FBI, he would have been barred from leaking to the media. In fact, the FBI later cut ties with him when it learned actually he had broken the rules. So who did he lie to, the FBI or the British courts? Frankly, knock knock. Yeah, let's take a quick look. Yep. If you're confused about all of this, then that's okay. There might be a lot of information to digest, but take your time. The memos released will or could implicate numerous top-level politicians or FBI employees in crimes that could place them in prison. We won't see it happen fast, as there is proper protocol to follow. Investigations take time, and people must get their facts straight and based on the cold hard evidence before filing the charges against anyone. President Trump is most likely enjoying the moment, as the people who tried to take him down are now being exposed. The American people will one day see the truth exposed, but they must be patient while people do their work and unravel this mysterious and traitorous behavior. President Trump said he wanted to drain the swamp, but it looks more like he's draining the swamp and turning it upside down to get every little stench out of the bog. Be patient and keep your eyes on the details as more information is exposed and released from various sources. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not that mysterious. We all know the answers. We all know basically who the names are that are redacted. If it's not one, it's the other. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Just lock them up already. We've had enough. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.